The ones we can put other visitors rather than having trying to recount who was there, or because I don't think we pass on any name. It's just that this one is just mainly for who was there speaking.
For the purposes of the people who do actually know off the top of our heads, can we just add those?
Sure.
We recognise at least 3 between us.
So you want to add
Billy, Georgia,
And Stars.
Yeah. Is there any other visitors? Is that all that we can recall?
There was Merlin and Daniel Garcia.
Okay.
That's right.
And
Who's the lady on the phone in the car?
I don't know their name.
Also me, Grace.
So put all those as visitor. Sure. I mean, is there any other issues with the minutes? Happy with the first one? How about the second meeting? Everyone's happy with the second meeting as well? That's a special meeting. Sorry, that's the election meeting. If there's no issue with that, I just move those on block then. Are we happy to accept the minutes on block? Can I have a mover to accept the minutes on block? Luke, can I have a seconder? Seconded by John. Is there any dissent? There's none. I declare that carried. My report. I will pass the chair to Luke. There's no issue with that. With everyone at 5:38 p.m.
Set the chair at 5:38. Oscar.
Thank you, Luke. We've exhausted our club's grant, which is really great. It's second year in a row. And I think as we all here really take great joy of attending club events. It's one of the greatest, one of the thing that we do with 150 over clubs. And I think that to help them to be able to do more events, especially during the holidays, I've requested Gary to find 10 grand, particularly from the SRC President Honorarium, to pay for this important initiative. It's very important, as I said, I believe, for the organization to help clubs to continue their events. It's a second year in a row as well, so it's just great to see that our clubs are really, really active. Because I remember a couple of years back, the club's grant never get exhausted, I think, from memory. So that's good. Election results, everyone would be aware that we have the president-elect here, Luke Allen, and the rest of his executive team. What else do I want to make a comment? So, awards night's dinner, I think Grace and Felix, Luke, and Esther was there in the event, and Michael wanted a special mention. Michael and Gary was there as well. I think it was a great night. We get to see a lot of great achievements from our clubs. It's really encouraging to see our clubs as being really, really active, despite a very difficult year. As we can understand, it's a recovery year from COVID, but with low student numbers as well. And we still see that our clubs community are still really active. So that's something that's really, really positive. And hopefully we will sort of see this growing as the year goes.
Can I just ask, what do you guys think of the MC?
Oh, the MC was good, I think.
All right. I thought out of interest, I didn't know whether that was who
Where
sort of
was
MC.
the MC from?
I'm not sure. They went external to find, and apparently finding MCs in Adelaide is really tough this time of year and all now. So I was just interested because I heard different reactions. I heard some people thought he was okay, and others thought he was actually opposite end. So
I wouldn't say he blew me away.
I thought he was.
It kept it moving.
He targeted himself towards the audience, I think.
Yeah.
That's why.
Anyway, I want to give the events team some feedback if it's good feedback
There was a few interesting comments that I probably wouldn't have made in such a professional event.
I thought
Yeah.
that he was a bit out of line with a couple of things he said, but generally okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Certainly.
Sorry to interrupt.
Absolutely.
It sets the tone for the evening, and he sort of said it in more of a fun way rather than not as much of a professional way.
Yeah.
So it depends what you're trying to achieve, I suppose.
All right.
I think something to add to my report as well. Today was stressless. Hopefully everyone was there. It was great as paella. great food as well. I think students enjoyed a lot. And I think the directors will be there. I think Luke was there as well, and I think it was great to see again a great number of students. I don't know what the exact number of students attended the event, but as I checked, I think the 12:30 was around 400 students by then.
Sure, the protest raised the numbers.
I was going to comment on that, and it was unfortunately Anna has just chosen the time to do a protest and walk through the event. I thought that it was extremely disgraceful for her to do that for an event to stress less, but to create more stress to students. Her presence, I think, it's just not ideal, and that's not what we want. The event there is for students to enjoy that, so it was again regretful to see Anna and this have decided to leave the band there to do a little speech there. I think it was around 50 minutes from memory as well. Again, it's not ideal. That's all from my report.
Is there any questions?
No, just to say, yes, I went there, the stress lesson was really good. I wasn't there when I was there, so I can't comment on that, but, yeah, I think the offerings were good, it had a good feel, and there were heaps of students there despite the rain.
Yeah, no,
That was really
So I
encouraging.
did write to Martin about that and Jenny, and I said when I went down at lunchtime that there were at least 400, so I'm glad I got that right. I just made a
so-
random projection.
I think it was a good event.
Yeah.
Something we can obviously continue doing, and I think one note to note as well. We've seen around four of our clubs have stalls. I think that's way more than we've got previously from memory, which is great to see clubs being actively to sort of host a stall there to sort of provide some of the games and stuff like that.
Do they have to pay to have a store?
Any other comments or questions?
Yes. What is the consultation of the transforming culture?
So that's you can search it in the university website. So a couple of things that we've done is mainly the student misconduct policy, and
Sexual misconduct policy, yeah.
yeah. So I think that's the consultation is not closed, but the sort of transforming culture work has continued. So that's as a result of the former vice chancellor's conduct, and there's the sort of having like stuff like integrity union and that kind of stuff as well. Something that we regularly talk in the student engagement committee meeting.
Yeah, and having a sexual misconduct policy for staff, which is there at the moment, and some other things like that, and looking at our whole policy framework.
So this is specific to the university.
Yes,
Yeah.
so pretty important stuff that I think I've been quite active involved in this as well. It's I think sorry, just get Isaac.
Yes, we are. Maybe we're gonna go place and
Sorry guys, but I think one of the greatest, as I said, step is to include clubs into the policy so that anything that happens in the clubs area, the university can do something about it. Obviously, that's student to students or an external person to student, but the external person is in a club sort of situation.
And that was sent to all clubs.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? There being none, I pass the chair back to Oscar at 5:46.
Thank you, Luke. Student Media Chair, Oliver Douglas has resigned as Student Media Chair, hence we will need to have an election. Recommendation reads that the board appoints Gary Sutherland as the returning officer. Can I have a mover for the resolution? Moved by Isaac, seconded by Esther. Is there any dissent? If there's none, I pass the chair to Gary at 5:46 p.m.
Thank you, Oscar. Now that the role of student media chair is declared vacant, do I have any nominations for the role?
I nominate John.
Are there any do you accept the nomination, John? Are there any other nominations?
I think you need at least 3.
Okay, based on that, unanimous and the fact that John's the only nominee, I declare after an exhaustive process that John is the new Student Media Chair. Congratulations, John. And I'll hand the chair back to Oscar.
Thank you, Gary. The recommendation then reads that the board accepts the returning officer report. Can I have a mover for the resolution? Moved by Isaac, and I'm a seconder. Seconded by Luke, is any dissent? None, declare that carried. Congratulations, John, for formally appointed to the student media chair. So I think our staff will contact you very shortly on some matters that is on hold for on student media.
Just one question. Was there any reason given for Oliver resigning from the role?
I'm not sure. It was just a resignation, I think. That he was too busy to attend to affairs of student media chair.
Okay, thank you.
Any other business that people would like to raise? If there's none, we shall move in camera at 5:48 p.m.
Bye, guys.
So you guys. Alright.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.
Wow, we haven't stopped this quickly through the agenda.
Are we live? Off live stream?